Now is the moment with all of the disruption in the world for companies to advance and change very quickly.
You need to over communicate in a world where we're doing more with less and things move so quickly. And now even when we're remote in particular, communication is crucial.
Welcome to another episode of the peopleHum interview series. I'm your host Vanessa Rose, and let's begin with a quick introduction of peopleHum. peopleHum is an end-to-end one-view integrated human capital management automation platform, the winner of the 2019 Global Cody Award for HCM, that is specifically built for crafted employee experiences and the future of work. We run the peopleHum blog and the video channel, which receives upwards of 200,000 visitors a year, and publish around 2 interviews with well-known names globally every month. And today we have with us Rishon Blumberg and Michael Solomon, the co-authors of Game Changer, How to Be 10x in the Talent Economy. Their companies represent some of the world's most sought-after independent technology professionals. Their customers include big names like Google and eBay. We are very excited to have both of them here with us today to share their wonderful journey and experience. Welcome, Rishon and Michael. We are thrilled to have you.
It's good to be here. Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Vanessa.
So let's get started with a little bit about your story. How did you come together to co-author Game Changer, How to Be 10x in the Talent Economy?
That's a very old, long story, but we'll do the short version. So we got to know each other and became great friends in 3rd grade in elementary school, and have been scheming and planning ever since then, and have done a variety of businesses. The first meaningful one is called Brickwall Management, which is in the entertainment field where we manage musical talent. And over the years, we expanded from music talent to include directorial and producer talent, as well as some entrepreneurs. So it was a really interesting place to be during a very disruptive time in the music industry. And part of that disruption caused us to think about what else we might want to do as the industry was disrupted. And lo and behold, we had the idea that the new rock stars, which is tech talent, probably needed representation the same way that actors, musicians, and athletes do. So we set out to start a tech talent agency, and that is where 10x was born. But Rishon and I have been partners in crime for many, 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 many years. We're going on 41 or 42 at this point.
That's really interesting. Yeah, from friends to co-authors have come a long way. I'm really excited to read the book on the 22nd of September, if I'm not wrong. So, gig workers are everywhere. So do you think the talents and expertise of the freelance community is being not utilized enough?
Well, I mean, one of the reasons we wrote the book is that we found that a lot of companies and governments, both domestically in the United States and around the world, weren't really prepared to work effectively with freelancers. And that was one of the things that sort of motivated us to write the book, is that we felt like there was this huge option that companies really weren't prepared to take advantage of. And so that was kind of the goal. It was a little bit to educate the marketplace. So I think in short, yes, I don't think the marketplace is really equipped yet to fully take advantage of the freelance revolution, or as we refer to it in the book, the talent revolution. We've seen a vast improvement over the last 10 years since we started 10x. I'd like to say we're part of the reason that the situation has improved a little bit. But part of what we do at 10x Management and 10x Ascend is really help companies understand how to integrate better with freelancers, when it's appropriate to go freelance versus a W-2 full-time hire, what types of things are really most effectively done by freelancers. We have a philosophy called rent fast, hire slow, because when you're talking about tech in particular, there's such a supply and demand imbalance between, the amount of jobs that are available and the amount of people to fill those jobs. So companies really need to take their time to not just take their time, but they have to take their time, because it's very difficult to find the right kind of talent. So that's a really great place where a freelancer can come in, plug a gap, give a company the kind of talent that they need very quickly while they search for a more permanent solution. So yeah, I do think that the marketplace still underutilizes freelance talent.
Another question for you, Rishon. According to your TEDx presentation, You say great talent requires great representation. So could you explain that to us?
Yeah, I mean, what we've realized, especially in writing this book, what we've realized is that our career over the last 25 years has really been about empowering talent, helping talent to do the best work that they can. And part of the reason that's possible, and this is something that, again, we sort of brought this concept over from entertainment and sports. In sports and entertainment, what a manager does or an agent does on behalf of the talent is it really takes all of the business elements off of the talent's plate so they can focus most on what they do best. When we transported that to tech, what we do here is we do the same thing. We take all of those business struggles, all of those pain points that individual freelancers experience so that they can then do the best work to solve problems for the companies that they work with. So that's what I really mean is when you're doing something, we talk about this a lot in the book, whether it's a manager inside a company helping you to do your best work or somebody external that you've connected with, whether it's a 10x resource like our company or it's a mentor or somebody in your life that helps you. The goal there is to help optimize the work that you're doing. And that's really what we strive to do. We try to take all of those distractions off of the plate of our clients so that they can go in and work at a company, whether it's freelance or W-2, and provide the best service possible.
So, Michael, my next question is for you. So, why do you think we need salary negotiators for the tech talent in an organization? And can you help us understand some of your experience with tech?
Sure. I'm going to give the perspective actually from both sides to show why there's value in that process on either side. So one of the things that HR has really failed to adapt to is customizing job offers and customizing employment packages around the needs of the talent. And when you're talking about top tech talent, they have endless choices. These people are getting 15 recruiter emails a week, easy. Like they're literally like just deluged. So they have choices. And one of the things that's bizarre to us about this whole sector is the world has gotten more and more personalized and customized. So you look at Netflix, they're recommending the next movie to watch. You look at Amazon, they're recommending what to buy. You've got personalized medicine, personalized playlists. Everything is becoming much more geared, and there's a lot of technology that helps this happen, to be really what you want and what you need. Then you come to this job offer, the thing that you're going to spend your most waking hours doing, and it's not customized at all. They usually ask you one question before you make an offer, which is, what is your salary requirement? And they don't ask all of the other questions. And what ends up happening is there's no possibility of creating alignment between the talent's goals and desires and the companies, and that makes it much harder to hire these top people who have choices, because every company is going to offer you some benefits and a paycheck, which I heard one of your other guests say. I want to give credit there. But what comes after and around that is like completely different from person to person. And until companies start asking more questions, so we created a tool called a lifestyle calculator, and we can give you a link to share with the listeners, that covers 24 different attributes that might be relevant in a job package. So some of that is like, what's the room for growth? And some of that's, what's the mission of the organization? And some of that is, can I work from home on Fridays, where it used to be? Now that's less of a thing. But there are all these different things that people care about. Like, I want to have a budget for personal and professional development. Does the company offer that? These are never things discussed in the process. And companies can actually save money at times by giving somebody the right package that really feels customized to them and their lifestyle and their goals, versus just offering the same package to the 27-year-old who's single as the 35-year-old who has 3 kids at home. I mean, it's a ridiculous idea that they want the same offering, even if they're taking the same job. So that's on the employer side. On the talent side, the value that we provide is, most technologists are not good at or interested in negotiating, and they're usually sitting across the table in a negotiation process from somebody who does this for a living. And that's a really, that's the expression, bringing a knife to a gunfight. Like, they should have somebody who's advocating for them. And one of the things we get into in the book is the benefit of the third party effect, which we bring to the table, and also the way that we structure how we help the talent is very incentive based. So we're earning a commission, so they know that we're aligned with their goals, and they know that we're pulling for the things that they care about. So I think there's really value to both sides in the equation, but it all stems from the fact that HR really needs to catch up with the world.
So
You know, if I can add to that really quickly, a lot of what we do is a conversation with a company. It's about trying to explain to them who this person is. That's the point of the lifestyle calculator. That really allows us to understand what the priorities are of the person that we're working with. So while it's certainly a negotiation, what it is a conversation. It's a conversation about what's important to this person and why the company should care about that. And for us, you know, a company's effectiveness in managing a talent really starts at the hiring process. So the more that a company knows about that person during the hiring process, the better they can integrate them into the company. And so that's really what we try to achieve at 10x Ascend, is really have this conversation that introduces this person to the company in a more sort of 360 holistic way.
do you think employees get, feel misunderstood or feel shy for putting up their wants in front of an employer?
They're often shy, is that what you said?
To, introduce their wants in front of the employer.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we really discovered early on in the negotiation process is that most people don't negotiate, whether it's because they're shy, if they're fearful of perhaps losing a job because they think if they ask for too much, they're going to lose it. But most people, whether it's in tech or outside of tech, they just don't really negotiate their job offers at all. So, that was really the main impetus for starting 10x Ascend, is just to help level the playing field a little bit. And as you look at the statistics, it gets worse when you talk about women than women of color. Like, it's just, if you go down the spectrum of who is looking for a job, fewer and fewer people negotiate. Again, we don't really know the reason for that, whether it's being shy, whether it's fear of losing a job, whether it's fear of confrontation. But as Michael said before, when you enter this job negotiation, the person you're negotiating with is an expert at this. Like, that's their job. That's what they do. So we feel like what we're trying to do is sort of level the playing field a little bit. And again, have a conversation. This is not about just trying to beat a company over the head to get this tremendous package for somebody. It's really about sort of explaining the value of a person, explaining their wants and needs, and hopefully creating a dialogue where there's a meaningful exchange of ideas so that the company can create an offer that is more tailored towards that individual.
That's so interesting. So, moving on to our last question, do you have any sound bites that you'd like to share with our audience? Michael?
Yes. Okay. I really think now is the moment, with all of the disruption in the world, for companies to advance and change very quickly. There's a great expression that talks about trouble is opportunity. Actually, that's a sign my father had on his desk. And there's another expression that says, never let a good crisis go to waste. I think that's attributed to Winston Churchill. In both scenarios, the idea is there's a moment of disruption. Let's do something with it. And there's my soundbite for you.
Thank you for that.
So for me, I would say that communication is the cornerstone to any successful relationship. And so, I would say my soundbite is basically that you need to over-communicate. In a world where we're doing more with less and things move so quickly, and now even when we're remote in particular, communication is crucial. You can have the smartest, best person. If they can't communicate, they're going to be ineffective in their job, because they can't really share and work with the team and communicate what it is they're working on effectively. So we definitely think communication is the cornerstone to any effective relationship.
Yeah, so true. We realize the need for it now more than ever.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That was amazing. Thank you so much for giving us your time and for such an insightful conversation. And all the best for your book.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
We
Vanessa.
appreciate it.